Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with a double project kind of today. And so this is for Wild Whisper Designs, and it's also the day that Heather from Heather's Crafty Life and I do our multiple photo layout series. So I'm going to combine those two things together, which worked out really well because the products that I wanted to use were all from Wild Whisper. And so I'm combining two different collections. I'm combining the January release, which was More Adventures, and the February release, which is the Classic Wood Grains. So you're going to see components of both collections throughout the layout, and I've been doing that pretty consistently because the two collections work very well together. And so what you see me doing right there is I've taken the cut apart sheet that came in the More Adventures collection, and I've cut out all of the 2x2 squares, and then I'm backing them with a thin border of white cardstock. And then in the very beginning I showed you I've already kind of done this with my photos. So I have one 4x6 photo with a little white border, and then I have 4 of these 2x2 photos. So I just took photos for my trip and put them in the Project Life app and printed them at 2x2 size. And so what I am wanting to do today is I'm kind of creating a grid layout. But I don't want all of these kind of busy scenery pictures to compete with each other. So the way that I am handling and kind of dealing with the idea of having all these scenery pictures on the same page, but toning it down a little bit, is I'm going to take each one of those photos and have a flip pocket over the top. So there's a flap that's going to go over the top. And for that, I'm going to use those little 2x2s from the cut apart sheet. So now it looks like they're just kind of embellishments placed there rather than all of these photos that are going to compete with each other. And so I'm taking this blue paper and I cut just a strip of it and tore along the bottom. And that's going to be kind of where everything in my layout is centered, is in there. And then I have it on that really gorgeous kind of white wood grain in the background. So then I'm going to take some of my dimensional adhesive and I'm going to place it around where I want these tags to slide in and out, because I want people to be able to pull them out to read the journaling, but I want them to have a little kind of pocket home to go back to underneath my photo. And so that's going to go in the very center of my layout. And then I'm going to cut these 4 little strips of white cardstock, and I'm going to end up folding them in half. And then what I do is I attach them to the back of the photo, and then the front, like underneath the layers of the 2x2 card. And so what that does is it creates a little hinge almost for my cards and my photo to flip. And so that gives me that interactive element that I was looking for. So then what I've done is I've grabbed my piercing tool and mat, and I am just poking some holes because I'm going to do a little bit of stitching because I wanted to be able to bring that greenish color in that's in some of those cards, as well as in a lot of my photos. And so I took that and just stitched a few X's in 3 different places, kind of surrounding and creating a visual triangle with my main photo. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab some embellishments. So I'm pulling out some things from the Here and There collection. And so I have a puffy sticker up at the top that says Scenic Route, and then I have that word Explore that's going to sit on the bottom edge of my photo. And then I'm just going to kind of build some embellishment clusters from there. Because I have a lot going on already with the cards and the pattern papers, my embellishments themselves are going to be a little bit more subtle for this layout. So it's going to add just a touch of color and interest, but really it's going to let my photos and those flip pockets kind of be the star of the show. I am going to add a few enamel dots around each of these 2 kind of clusters around my photo that I've got going on. And then I'm just going to check and see if there's any stickers I want to add. And so I have added the word Explore. Underneath it, I'm going to go ahead and put the word Discover. And then I have that little compass. And then there's this little phrase that I'm going to tuck in at the top on the tag that says Explore Your World. And then I just keep looking and I find this little green geotag. And then I find some pink hearts that bring in the pink from that little bear card that I have down in the bottom left. And so that's just going to be a way that I can kind of tie all those colors together. And that's basically going to do it for this layout. So I created a unique look for 5, count them, 5 photos on this layout, all showing some of the scenery from a recent vacation that we took. And then I managed to get 2 entire tags full of journaling tucked in there behind my photo. So this is a really fun way to include a lot of photos, but also be a very interactive page. So I hope you will give it a try this week with some interactive elements, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!